Very grateful to have everyone here tonight. My name is Austin Shrum. I'm the chairman of the College Republicans organization here at Wake Forest. We are one of the co-sponsors of the event tonight, along with Young Americans for Liberty and a host of other Liberty and Republican conservative organizations. So on behalf of all of us, very privileged to have everyone come out tonight. We know the weather's not ideal. Just Nathan Jones asked me to say this. There's some clipboards kind of floating around the crowd. Nathan's back there. He just kind of jotting down some names. If you would be interested in looking at that, go ahead and put your name down on there. Nathan would really appreciate it. And you know, why are we here tonight? In 1831, Alexis de Tocqueville landed in New York to start a project on what makes democracy great in America. I think we're all familiar with his two-volume, The Creation of That, Democracy in America. And he traveled all across the United States, and of all the towns and states that he saw and all the levels of government that he was introduced with, it was, interesting enough, he said it was the local governments that had the most important role to play in preserving our liberty. And I thought that was interesting, and that's kind of why we got everyone here tonight to talk about local government, what's going on, how we can make a difference as students, for the students that are here, and also as people from the town that are here. And to those ends, I feel very fortunate to have an excellent panel assembled here tonight to talk to us about that. I'm going to go down the line. Jared Fuller, one of my good friends, he's a Young Americans for Liberty president here at Wake Forest and founder of Year of Youth, a nonprofit organization. I'm sure he'll talk about that a little bit. Brian Holloway, very grateful to have him here tonight, NC State representative from Stokes County. Looking forward to what he has to say. Bill Randall, a preacher, talk show host, Liberty activist, and Carolina Liberty president. Dale Falwell. It's kind of a late addition, but very pleased to have him. He's the NC State representative from the Winston-Salem area. B.J. Lawson ran for Congress in 2008 as kind of a Liberty Republican candidate. So looking forward to his insight. And Nathan Tabor, last but not least, husband, father, entrepreneur, writer, and the Forsyth County GOP chairman. Just to kind of some words on how this is going to work. After I get done with these long-winded opening remarks, we're going to open up to each of these speakers individually, and they're going to take the podium for as brief as possible to say what they need to. If you guys need any enforcement mechanism, Ada Fisher on the front row assured me that she would keep you accountable on the time, so wouldn't make her angry. Just go up here, give the remarks, and then after they finish, we're going to open up into the Q&A session, which is kind of the heart of the town hall. So as you're listening to these speakers, kind of have some questions in mind, and when we get there, we're going to have a couple members of College Republicans with floating microphones that'll be going around fielding your questions that you can direct towards either an individual panelist or the whole panel, excuse me. And they have microphones here that you guys can use to answer those questions when they get there. So without further ado, let's give a big round of applause for our speakers, and we're going to open up with Jared Fuller.
All right, well, I appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. Like Austin said, my name is Jared Fuller. I'm the founder of Young Americans for Liberty here at Wake Forest, also the North Carolina chairman to YAL, Southern Director for Students for Liberty, and the founder of Year of Youth, an organization sort of predicated on exactly this, and that notion is localism. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what localism is about. Localism is about inspiring a rededication to the American political process, and that's not to say at the federal level. That's here in our communities. Now, I'd like to see, let's do a little bit of exercise. Who all here, by a show of standing up, voted in the national election season in 2008, the presidential election season? So let's stand up if you voted. That's a sizable portion. That's actually more than most statistics. It looks almost like 100%. So we can sit back down now. Now, to see if we can't get a few more of you to stand, who voted in the 2009 city election cycle, the city council election? Not nearly as many. Not nearly as many. We could. No city councils. Okay. Well, to the same. Okay. We do have a lot of county residents as well. And one final thing, I want to ask one more question, and we can just do this with a vocal response. Who all here is happy with the federal government? We can do this on the count of 3. You can say no, or you can say yes. So are you happy with the federal government? On the count of 3. 1, 2, oh, I didn't even get to 3 yet. Okay. Well, you see the difference, though. The difference is we vote in the national election cycles, and we're unhappy with it. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, year of youth is predicated on the notion that we can fix the problems of society right here in our communities. Localism, as Alexis de Tocqueville noted, I'm glad Austin brought up that quote, is something so much more than Democrat versus Republican. It means that we don't have to abdicate money, power, or local resources to a king or a queen or to a federal government. The notion is the same, that why, here in Winston-Salem, do we have to give our resources to the federal government only for them to go up around the roundhouse and then back to us? So what we're going to do as an organization is operate on a national level with cells. We're going to train and mobilize youth activists dedicated to getting involved in the local political process. And what I want to get questions from the audience tonight, we particularly specialize in volunteer coordination, volunteer management, and campaign strategy. And I want everyone here to seriously consider about getting involved in those city council elections, those mayoral elections, those less turned out ones, and really making a difference in the community. Because if we can stay back, if we can push back the federal government, then I think the problems of society can be fixed without having to call up your congressman, without having to call up your senator. But in fact, you can walk down the street and knock on your city councilman's door and work out problems that way. So that's all I have to say tonight, and I really look forward to some questions, especially on campaign management. You guys want to know how to get involved? I'm here to answer your questions and give you advice on how to run a race successfully. Thank you.